Okay, in this next video, we're going to talk about tracks within Wwise. So let's go ahead and open up Wwise by clicking on your Wwise icon. I'm going to create a new project for this and just put it on my desktop. I'm going to call it Wwise Demonstration Tracks. I don't need any of these plugins, so I'm going to select none, hit OK, get through the license window because it's just a test project, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new segment inside my hierarchy. We'll talk about segments in a future tutorial. I want to go to the interactive music layout. Okay, now I have my new music segment. I double click on it. Here it is. And I'm going to create a new track. A couple ways to do that. I can right click down here, new track, and bring up a new music track like that. I can add other tracks by just selecting that. I can name them by double clicking and changing it up here in the inspector or the properties window, or I think I can double click and I can right click and then rename to put in a new track name. Right, so I'm going to go over to the Finder, and I have some files on my desktop. Again, these have to be WAV files, and I'm going to bring them in. So I have layer 1 here. All right, and when I play my track, I hear this. It's just a simple loop that I've imported into my session. You can use the magnify buttons down here in the corner of the window to see the entire loop. And again, these markers up here, the green marker and the red marker, represent the loop points for your segment itself. We'll be talking about loop points in a future video. All right, so let's just talk about tracks. I have mute and solo. Then I also have a level that I can click on and change the overall voice level of that track itself. I'm going to leave it set to 0. You also can adjust it up here. What I'll also now do is show you I can add in a second layer if I wanted to a second track, and then I can play those two together. Again, this is just a standard loop out of Reason. Okay, so that explains tracks. There are some more sophisticated functionality of these tracks, and so I'm going to show those as well. I'm going to go ahead and remove this one. So go ahead and get rid of this track by deleting it. A track itself can have alternate takes on the same track. Let's say you have a drum groove like we do here, but it's played 4 different ways. What we can do is we can go right click on the track properties itself, right click on the track, and we can set it up so that we want to, instead of having a normal track, we can have a sequence track or a random step track. We're going to do sequence first. Now, when you have a sequence track, it allows you to have multiple subtracks. So you just add your subtracks like this, go right click, add subtrack, and then when I go to add, say, music 2, by the way, I've already imported my second loop, so it asks, do I want to replace or use existing? I'm just going to say use existing, and then import, and there it is. And then my third one, I haven't imported yet, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right, so I have 3 tracks here. Now when I play it, it's only going to pick one of these. Since it is set to a sequence step, what it's going to do is play the first one, and then play the second one, and play the third one. So if I play it, I'm playing it again, and then I'll play it again. Oh, actually, if I play it 3 times, then what it will do is actually play 3 instances of this new music track. So right now, when I play it, then hit stop, then I play it again, then I play it again, oops, then I play it again, it's going to cycle through the first one, then the second one, and then the third one, and then it will cycle through. If I want them to randomly play, then I can go right-click on the track itself and then change it to random step, and it will actually sequence through these randomly. So it will go maybe 2 and then 3 and then 1. This can be really handy for alternate takes of, say, a 4-bar drum loop that you maybe you have a real drummer playing it, and on some of those takes there's fills in it, but other takes it's just straight rhythm. You can mix and match those on musical tracks. Now, this doesn't, you still have the feature of having multiple tracks here. So what you can do is have that first track be your drum track, and then let's say we have 3 bass subtracks. So I can change this one again to, say, a random step and add in multiple subtracks of this. And so we have the first one, maybe we'll have it play the drum tracks, and then we'll have this one with the other subtracks. These will be our bass tracks. And that allows you a lot of functionality within Wwise to create randomness inside of your game music, which is really cool. So this is the first time we're seeing some random elements actually in the overall interactive music structure. So that's it for tracks. In the next video, we're going to be talking about segments. So see you on the other side.